I literally had a breakdown because I felt like I felt sad. I had been feeling sad for a while, and I was almost scared of feeling sad again. When I was in the thick of the Lover Girl Survival Guide, doesn't make it the sadness just like poof go away within the snap, because I was able to give you guys some advice and give myself some advice. It's hard to follow it. Obviously, I ended up entertaining the same person and resulting in the same thing that I told you guys situationships result in. Heartbreak. The purpose of this continuation of the Lover Girl Survival Guide is to employ different coping mechanisms for when you are feeling like you are at your rock bottom. You are giving me these coping mechanisms where it's extremely helpful, and I want to give you guys some coping mechanisms so that the next time you feel yourself on the brink, one, you don't allow yourself to get there. Two, you know how to deal with yourself when you do get there. You're bound to experience this at some time or another, and I want you guys to be able to take care of yourself no matter what. What's going on, you guys? It's the one and the only, the first and the finest, Miss Wright. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you are new here, get a head start by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I promise you are not going to regret it. And for those who are returning, y'all already know the vibes. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm so happy to announce that I have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to the big 1K. You heard me? Yeah. Thank y'all so much. I really could not be more grateful. I'm so excited for this journey that I am on, and just continuing to see my progress and my growth is just filling me up more and more every single day. And I'm really doing my best to remain consistent. I have had some issues transpire recently, and I don't want to say they're excuses, but we'll get into that in a minute. More or less, I'm grateful for the progress that I have been making and for y'all's support. So thank you so much. In today's video, we are going to be doing a get ready with me chit chat as I go on a girls' date. It's really an outing for work, but the location is so luxurious, top tier. I just felt like I needed to take you guys along, and I got a lot to get off my chest, so I might as well just talk to y'all while I do my makeup. So that's what I'm about to get into. Let's start. I'm on a time crunch, as you can see. Okay, so boom. 2 things. I mentioned that I have been going through some stuff as of late, and it's caused me to be a little bit inconsistent with my channel. I apologize for that. But essentially, I've been in a funk. I've been overwhelmed with life. Literally just people coming to visit. I'm traveling. I've been on nonstop, foot on the pedal, all gas, no brakes, since I went to Turks and Caicos on a cruise with my friend. If you haven't checked out that vlog already, please do so. You'll be doing yourself a favor. It's real vibey. But yeah, while the trip was amazing, I was on 110% go, and I did not have a beat. Since then, I've been hosting friends, traveling more, and then on a darker note, I had a death in the family. My grandfather passed away, and that definitely took a toll on me. I had to travel home for that. Prior to his passing, I had already booked a trip to Vegas, and I decided to still go because it was already booked and paid for, and the funeral wasn't until I got back from Vegas. So I was like, you know what, let's just go. He would want me to go. Grandfather loved to travel, and he loved living through me while I traveled. So I went and I had a great time. And I think because I was so like emotionally overwhelmed, I was turning up to 1,000%, like big turn up, and that was cool. And I also, it was fun at the time, and I'm glad that I was able to have my friends to help me to have a good time. I was able to celebrate my friend Robin's birthday. All of those things were just amazing. But at the same time, I've been overwhelmed. And then shortly after that, before I say this is going to be a continuation of my Lover Girl Survival Guide, because I'm also dealing with a recent separation of sorts. Was I in a relationship? No. But did I venture back down a path that I knew was not meant for me? That I did. This is a very transparent channel. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing, cap to y'all, preach some stuff that I'm not willing to practice. I already knew that was a bad situation for me, and I went back down it, and now I'm reaping the consequences. However, I'm trying to be nice to myself, but I've been in a very vulnerable state for some time, with all that being said. And all of this is happening within the span of a couple weeks. So it's been very back to back, no breathing room. And I have a tendency to mask my feelings with distractions. So when people ask me how am I doing, people are aware that I'm going through so much in a short amount of time. I literally was at a function when I got the phone call that my grandfather had passed away, and I was hosting, and I was with friends, and I was with somebody that was like supposed to be romantically interested in me, but the whole time was really not. Well, I don't know what he was interested in, but I'm sure he was interested in not taking me serious and being a poor individual to me. I'm trying my best to work on my cursing, so if it sounds like I'm struggling to find my words, it's because I'm trying not to curse. But yeah, with all that being said, I've been distracting myself with vibes, distracting myself with functions, with traveling, with whatever, and I finally have had a moment to sit down, and it feels like the world is crashing down on me. As of late, I have developed, I don't even want to say I developed it, because I have been very lucky to have such a wide friend group full of such successful, beautiful, and intelligent Black women and different kinds of women. And one of my friends is actually a doctor, like a licensed clinical therapist, psychologist. So proud of her, absolutely love her. Shout out to Shanye. But she recognized when I was like venting and rambling in the group chat about how upset I was that this person had let me down for like the 4th time and pretty much stepped on my heart with some Timberland boots. I was going through it, and she recognized, because she was also here when I got the phone call. She was visiting from out of town. She's seen me and the gentleman in real time and how he acted with me, how he treated me or pretended to be with me. And she also seen my reaction when I got the phone call about my grandfather passing away. So she was making a point to check on me periodically, but when I let her know I was also now grieving a 1-year situationship, that sounds so sick. I'm embarrassed, but we're being nice to ourselves. I'm grieving my grandfather. I'm grieving a 1-year situationship, and I'm venting and I'm rambling, and I feel like the world's coming down on me, and I'm expressing myself to the women that I love. And she reaches out to me and she asks me, what are you doing for you right now during this time? I'm like, well, this morning I went to the gym. And she's like, no. What are you doing specifically for your self-care? Like, what are things that you do to make yourself feel good? Not just when you feel these feelings, but just in general. Maybe like a weekly routine of sorts. And I was like, I said the gym again, because that's what I do. And but I was saying that when I don't go to the gym, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel that good about myself. I feel like I just am a lazy bum and all the things. So she was saying, while you may enjoy being active, it may also feel like a bit of a chore or more like a disciplinary type of thing. Like, I need to do this in order to feel productive. But I want to know, what makes you feel good? What are you doing throughout your week that actually fills up your cup? And I was struggling to answer. And what she revealed to me was something that she typically does with some of her students, and that is a plan, like a weekly self-care plan, broken down into different time intervals, so that no matter what your day looks like, you have something that you can do daily with said time to fill your cup up. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because it was very resourceful to me. And I feel like I took notes as she's talking, and while she was just talking to me as my friend, not quite my psychologist, but unapologetic, but like also psychologist, I'm taking notes, and I'm like, I'm actually going to put these things to use. And I felt like, I don't want to keep these to myself. I want my viewers to see this. So that is the basis of this video. Let's just get into it. The basis of this continuation of my Lover Girl Survival Guide is coping mechanisms. Different ways that you can employ coping mechanisms. Did I put on primer? Anywho, the purpose of this continuation of the Lover Girl Survival Guide is to employ different coping mechanisms for when you are feeling like you are at your rock bottom, you are at your lowest. What to do, how to prevent yourself from going into that deep dark hole that you hate so much. I literally had a breakdown because I felt like I had just was able to I felt sad. I had been feeling sad for a while, and I was almost scared of feeling sad again. When I was in the thick of the Lover Girl Survival Guide, I was sad for a while, and I would just get myself together and get up on this camera and create some content and talk to y'all about it. And doesn't make it, the sadness just like poof go away within the snap, because I was able to give you guys some advice and give myself some advice. It's hard to follow it. Obviously, I ended up entertaining the same person and resulting in the same thing that I told you guys situationships result in. Heartbreak. So yeah, no, it didn't snap off for me. And I was very scared of experiencing that same sadness, that overwhelming amount of like loneliness and feeling like the world is coming to an end. And that on top of grieving my grandfather and the different familial issues that are resulting because of that, because it's not just a funeral and grief when you get older. There's like life things, there's taking care of people, there's debt, it's a lot. There's family drama that comes after people's passing, and I hate that I'm also not with my family physically. I'm not at home. So there's been a lot that I haven't been able to unpack, and my therapist isn't available for another week. So her giving me these coping mechanisms was extremely helpful, and I want to give you guys some coping mechanisms so that the next time you feel yourself on the brink, 1, you don't allow yourself to get there. 2, you know how to deal with yourself when you do get there, because life does life regardless of it, whether it is a romantic situation or it's just another emotional situation. If you love, if you are a big empath, if you have an open heart, a huge heart, you're bound to experience this at some time or another. And I want you guys to be able to take care of yourself no matter what. So the coping mechanism intervals that she provided me with are as follows. Number 1, she said to have 3 different intervals in terms of daily self-care. Something that you can do in the span of maybe 5 minutes, something you can do in the span of maybe 30 minutes, and then something you can do that takes up an hour of your day. The purpose of the different time intervals is so that you can never say, I don't got time for this. Whatever, I'm not doing this today. I got a heavy work day. Cool, do the 5-minute one. You have a lot of time on your hands, do the hour one. If the hour one requires money, do it when you get paid. Do the free hour, John. Make sense? Cool. I'm supposed to be getting dressed, y'all. Okay, so an idea for your, I forgot setting powder. I'm going so fast, talking so much, I'm forgetting my makeup stuff. Okay, an idea for your 5-minute coping mechanism. I put getting sun and playing my Healed Girl playlist. So I don't know if this is just me, but it can't be, because my friend told me that she has a playlist. But essentially, if you have a song that when you hear it, it just puts you in a good mood, you should make a playlist with similar songs. And then what this does is, how long is the song? 2 minutes and 35 seconds or so, something or another. 3 minutes to 5 minutes. Literally, you can take a walk and play that playlist or play that song. Anything just to make you smile. I also put getting sun because the sun fills me up. I literally have the sun tatted. I absolutely love the sun, and living in Atlanta, we got this weather coming back. It's sundress season. The girlies are outside. Okay, I'm trying to get me some sun. And I work from home, so I don't really have to leave my house too often. And on the days that I don't get to leave my house, I get depressed because I ain't get no sun that day. So instead of forgetting to do so, forgetting to take care of myself, next time I'm like getting frustrated, whether it be over work or over a man or over whatever other thing, quick 5-minute coping mechanism, go for a 5-minute walk and play my Healed Girl playlist, or play my playlist that just puts a smile on my face. The next one is a 30-minute option. This should be something, obviously, that only takes up about 30 minutes of your time. It could be reading a book of yours that's your favorite, or maybe coloring or drawing. I should have put that on mine, because all of those things are things that I like to do that I really don't make time to do. I tell myself I need a whole bunch of time to do that, but I don't. However, the one that I did list was dancing. If y'all follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, you likely see some of my dance videos on my reels. Like the shorts. The shorts been eating the girlies' eye. Like they're getting some views over there. So if that's more what y'all want to see, y'all let me know too. We can make it pop over here long form. Don't play with it, no shade with it. But I love to dance, essentially. I have fun. I just go on TikTok. I save a bunch of different dance TikToks that I like. I'm like, ooh, I need to recreate that choreo. That looks good. I like how she did that. She ate that one up. I'm gonna try that. And I just make a little folder so that the next time I have some free time on my hands, I can just get up and make a TikTok video dancing on my phone. And it don't gotta be for anybody else. It could just be for me. But I like posting it, and it seems like y'all do too, or somebody on here does. So I'm gonna keep posting it. That has been filling me up, and that is a quick, easy 30-minute situation that literally fills me up. I did it before I decided it was something that I should do as a coping mechanism. I did it back when my ex and I broke up, and I spent Valentine's Day by myself. I danced, and then I did it again this past Valentine's Day. I might make it a thing even when I have a man, because dancing does fill me up, and I want to be able to go to dance classes here in Atlanta and explore more of that. So that is something that I will do. But you need a hobby. Like, actually need to find a hobby and be able to put it somewhere in this coping mechanism, as long as it fills you up. Pottery, drawing, coloring, reading, whatever. Okay, so just kidding. The rest of this video will be via audio. I will explain to y'all the rest of my coping mechanisms, and I will be visually taking you with me to Polaris. So I'm about to put my outfit on. I need to leave right now in order to get there on time, and as you can see, I'm not dressed. So you guys just watch me do that, and enjoy the rest of these coping mechanisms. Love y'all. I will talk to y'all soon.
Moving right along. The next segment of your weekly self-care routine would be things that take up about an hour. And what I had written down was going to a coffee shop and doing work. As anybody that watches this channel knows that it's one of my favorite pastimes, but I feel like hour and up is what I should leave this section to be. I also put down attending a dance class. I mentioned dancing in the 30-minute option, but attending a dance class is something I have yet to do here in Atlanta. And I remember doing that back in Philly with friends, and how good it made me feel to be able to, flex that muscle again, learn someone else's choreo in real time, and master it within an hour or 30 minutes. I also want to throw in one that she didn't mention, and that is a self-care day or weekend, if you will. And she probably didn't say that because she wanted it to be like a weekly self-care routine, obvi. But one of my favorite creators, her name's Jazz Turner, and she's influenced me to try to have a higher self day. I actually started that thought process not too long ago when I had some time off following a festival that I went to for work, and I didn't get to do exactly what I feel like my higher self would have done. I got distracted with the streets, and I've been hard on myself ever since then. But I highly suggest, if you have the opportunity, say you can take a mental health day at work and your job doesn't wax you for it or whatever, or if you get free rooms at a casino hotel, take the day, take the 2 days, and actually do things that you feel like either your higher self would do, or do things that just bring you joy and peace at this time that you might feel like a whole lot is going on. I've realized over the past couple months that, as I mentioned, I have the tendency to distract myself when I'm feeling a lot of different feelings, and I've gotten good at that. And because I do that, it can create so much noise, background noise, that I won't really hear my own inner thoughts. I won't experience the emotions and the feelings because I've created so much noise to try to drown it out. But the minute it gets quiet, honey, the feelings get loud. They get loud as hell. And it can feel debilitating. It can feel like, how did I get to this point? You start getting so frustrated with yourself. Don't let it happen when you're on your period or you're PMSing. My goodness, it can be a lot. And I think that getting ahead of those feelings by employing the weekly self-care maintenance routine of your choice, you won't have those feelings, and you won't feel as handicapped as I have felt when I finally slowed down, or when you hop on that therapy session and you don't even know what she had planned for you to discuss today. You just break down, and that's necessary. And that's actually the last part of the self-care routine. The last thing that Shania told me asked me was, what were some things that I can do when I feel like the world is crumbling down? Like when you are at that point, because yes, we want to get ahead of it. We want to try to prevent those moments, but life will always life. So when you get to those moments where you just break the F down, what can you do? Immediately, first thing I said was prayer and or devotional. Prior to separating ties with the most recent individual I was dealing with, I had a gut feeling, and I know that this was God. I had a gut feeling that things weren't going well. I literally could not put my finger on what was making me sad, but I was sad, almost like I knew what was about to happen, and I just was like grieving in advance. It was very interesting. I couldn't focus on work. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, maybe I need to journal. Journal's on the list as well for things that I'm supposed to do. I tried journaling and I just started bawling my eyes out. Like, before I can get words on the paper, bawling my eyes out, and I don't even know why I'm sad. There might have been some brief communication, or I might have asked a question that I was afraid of the answer to, and I just opened my Bible. I opened my prayer journal to a random page. It took me to a scripture, and I opened my Bible and I reread the scripture, and I wrote about how I felt in that moment. And I had a moment of both prayer and devotional time, spending that time with the word. And that was extremely helpful for me. Later that day, I went to church. On the way to church, I got a call and we broke things off, and I bawled my eyes out before going into church. And everything happens for a reason, but I just know that my faith has been the most saving grace that I can even verbalize. The importance of it is something that can't be described. And I don't know what faith y'all practice, but I'm doing a better job at not leaning on God solely when I'm at those low moments. I'm going to continue to put God first, keep God first in every decision that I make and everything that I do. And I'm seeing how helpful it is and how bettering my relationship with God is playing out into all of my relationships, into all of the aspects of my life, my career, my body, my health, my family, my friends, everything. 10 out of 10 recommend. Number 1, my God. Number 2, I did say journal. So if you can wipe the tears enough to write words on paper, I highly suggest it. You can do what I'd like to call a brain dump. Literally, it's really good when you have those moments when you're like, I don't even know what's wrong, I just feel sad. Get it out. Some people do. My friend Shanye, she said she does some of hers verbally. Like, she'll pull out a voice memo on her phone and get the chatting. Like, just go off, ramble. Like, everything you're thinking and feeling, possibly, just get it out. Another thing I had written down was to talk to someone. So having that moment with my therapist was extremely helpful. Being able to book a therapy appointment, I do not take for granted. I super suggest therapy for everyone, whether you're going through these types of moments or not, but highly, highly recommend. What I think sets therapy apart from being able to have those moments with friends and family is that you're going to get an unbiased opinion if you want it. I don't even think you have to get an opinion at all. Whereas, for instance, when I was going through it on the way to church or on the way home from church that same day, when I felt like everything was just crumbling, I sent a voice memo to my girls in a group chat, and that's what prompted Shanye to have this conversation with me. I don't always want to hear everybody's opinion about it. Sometimes I don't want to hear everyone's opinion. I think I just be wanting to get my feelings out sometimes, and that, I think, is the benefit of a voice memo. Whether you keep it to yourself or you just want to send it to your friends because you just want to talk to someone, but maybe you don't want to have a conversation. That's how I was feeling. I wanted to tell people I loved, but I did not want to have an active conversation. I felt like I've been sick of crying. I had felt like I had been sick of being sad, scared of being sad again, going through the same emotions that I went through a little while back, and I just found myself in the same place. And there's a mix of emotions. You have the sadness, you have the anger, you have the disappointment. You feel disappointed in another person, you feel disappointment in yourself, and then there's grief. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, and how everybody deals with it is very different. but I am fully confident in the fact that by employing these different things, and I've been sleeping on this and sitting on this for a little while, and I'm going to actually take it a lot more serious. I'm about to pack it up and go to a coffee shop right now because I'm having a moment myself this morning. I'm about to pack it up and head on over because this is real. These feelings are real, and being able to take advantage of something like a weekly self-care maintenance routine is a blessing in itself. I'm grateful to be able to have 5 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour to a day or two, to all these different fragments of time where I can piece out and make time for myself and to take care of myself and my well-being. That's a blessing, and I want to take better advantage of that. So that's what I'm going to do. I am so grateful for my friends. I'm so grateful for Shanye, in particular, being able to put this information in my ear, and I'm hoping that it blesses whomever decides to listen to this video or watch this video, that it puts that information in your ear and it lands upon the ears that need to hear it the most. No matter where you are, what you're going through, knowing that it's going to be okay, knowing that there are things you can do to prioritize your well-being and your mental health is very important, and I hope that this video was able to do that for you. I hope that this continuation of the Lover Girl Survival Guide is all that you guys need it to be. Once again, we can all be having fun and hot girl summers and hot boy summers and act bad summers and all the things, but these feelings and emotions are real. They don't have to stop because of a trend that's happening, because the season that we're in, whatever you're going through, and it's valid. Your feelings are valid, your emotions are valid, and I hope that you were able to listen to this video and take something from it, take a little bit of an action that you can do for yourself. Take time, make it happen, prioritize your own well-being, and feel better. Even if you weren't feeling bad, maybe just stay feeling as good as you are now. So making this video was actually very helpful for me, and I want to thank y'all again for over 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank you for watching this video and for staying tuned, and for following me and allowing me to be transparent and giving me a safe space to continue to do so. So thank y'all. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next vlog. Bye.